Hello, guys, and welcome to this week's episode of the Limitless Landscapers podcast. This week, I'm talking about time. So, if time is of the essence for you or is an issue for you, maybe time management, then this episode is purely for you. So, without further ado, let's go to the show.
As the co-founders of the Landscaper Circle, we help you get more money, time and freedom to become limitless through our experiences as fellow landscapers and our tried and tested methods. If you want help with your marketing, managing or growing your business, you've definitely come to the right place. If you're a landscaper, garden designer or supplier to the industry, then hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hello, guys, how are you? How's this August treating you? Should be a fairly busy month for all of us landscapers and designers out there. It's very hot, it's lovely. For once, we have the weather. We have to be grateful for that, don't we? Today, I am talking about time because I think it's an important topic. I think many of us struggle with time management, myself included. But also, I wanted to ask the question about whether time, what you are doing is important to you, because a lot of the time, excuse the pun, I get told I just didn't have time to do X, Y, and Z. I haven't made the time to sit down and get those quotes out. I haven't got time to spend some personal time on myself. I haven't got time to do that because the business is all consuming. And I want to just throw that out there for discussion because today I had to make a choice. I didn't have time today to go to the gym based on the fact that it's 6 week school holidays, so childcare is non-existent, and also the fact that Mike is at work on the tools, and I am going up to see my dad up in St Ives, Cambridge later on today as I'm recording this. And so I had to make a choice, and I made the choice to get up at 4:30 this morning and go and get the gym done before Mike left for work at 6:45. So my question, it played in my mind because I was like, how many times do I myself say, I haven't got time to do that, and it doesn't get done, and I just haven't got time. And ultimately, the reason why I made time to go to the gym is because my goal is important enough to me to make that time. My goal is big enough, it's important enough to me to get up at 4:30. Now I don't get up early normally. I hate getting up at that sort of time. But the alternative was I had to miss a gym session. And because my goal is to compete in 6 weeks' time now, that is not an option. So I have to look at pockets of time. Plus, I had a meeting with Anne-Marie, the admin superstar that I have as part of my business, and she was meeting me at 9:30. So if I chose to do the gym, say later, and tried to get some childcare in place, that meeting would have been affected. So really, I only had one option, and that was to get up at 4:30 or not go at all. Now, I could have been lazy and I could have said, that doesn't matter, what's one gym session going to do? I could have chosen to lay in because I was tired. Everyone is, even though I went to bed at 9:30 in order to be able to get up for 4:30. But at the end of the day, the goal is so big for me, and I'm going there to compete on stage to win. I'm not going there just to turn up and show up and have a jolly. I'm there to win. Therefore, it's that important that I prepared the night before, got all my clothes ready, got all my food ready, got my supplements ready. Basically, so all I had to do was get out of bed, have a coffee, and get changed and go. There was no thought that had to go into that. So there's two things I wanted to bring up just from this experience today. And that is asking yourself two questions. One, what is your goal, and is it big enough to allow you or to excite you or to get you to schedule time working on it? You need to think about your goals. It's coming back to your goals. And a really good quote is starting with the end in mind. What is your end goal? And I don't mean exiting the business. I just mean, what is a big goal of yours for this year? Because if you're not scheduling time to work on that goal, it's not going to happen. And if you're not scheduling time to do the actions required to get to that goal, so that could be maybe you need a day in the office off the tools. Maybe you need to start looking at how you're going to get off the tools. So what do the actions look like for that? And are you making steps towards that? Or are you, which I suspect a lot of you will be, and I certainly do, getting caught up in day-to-day firefighting tasks or day-to-day just management and life and business, that the important actions aren't being done? And I would ask yourself this: if it comes to the end of the year and you haven't achieved one of those goals, are you going to blame yourself or are you going to blame external factors? Because ultimately it will just be down to the fact that you have not made the time to work on the actions to get to your goal. It means that you have spent the year working on actions that are not relevant to your goal, or that are not moving the needle forward in your business towards that goal, or they're not focused towards your goal, and you have just been treading water, which a lot of us, and I have been like this in the past with my business, where you feel like you come to the end of a year and you've just been treading water, and you look back and you think, yeah, okay, we've achieved some things, but I've not yet hit this goal that's been on my mind or been planned or written down. So I would ask of you to look at what actions you're taking. First of all, really map out your goals again. If you haven't, it's a good time as any to do it. Really revisit and look at your goals, and then look at the actions you need to take between now and the end of the year. If that's, a time frame you want to put on it, it's up to you. You own your business. It's your life, your business, your goals. You put your own time frame to it. But if we say, what would you like to achieve by the end of the year? Have a real good think about that. Set some end of year goals, and then work back to now to what actions you need to take and what steps you need to take to get there. Now, if you need some help with this, that's what I'm here for, the Landscapers Coach. Feel free to get in touch, drop me an email or a DM or respond to this. But essentially, you need to do that first. Then the second question I ask for you is, are you preparing in order to enable yourself to achieve success? And what I mean is, today I prepared in order to be successful in getting up at 4:30. It's not normal for me to get up at that time. So I had to make sure everything was in place. I had to make sure that I went to bed early. And that's hard to do when you put the kids to bed. You want some time on yourself, by yourself. You want some adult only time. And last night it didn't happen. I just had to go to bed. So I went to bed early. I set my alarm, made sure it was as loud as possible. I also, like I said, prepped my supplements, got my water ready, got my gym bag ready, got my gym kit ready, out and ready to go. Even got my coffee cup ready with a coffee pod in the machine, because if you know me at all, I'm a mad coffee addict. So that was ready to go. Everything was ready. So all I had to do was get up, get ready and go. There was nothing to stand in my way. If I hadn't have prepared, what could have happened is this. One, I wouldn't have gone to bed so early. Therefore, I would have hit the snooze button and I probably would have said, oh, forget it, I'm not going to the gym today. Then the upshot of that would have been I'd have been in a bad mood all day because I hadn't done that one thing I should have done. And then I would have had to change my whole plans for tomorrow because I would have had to get that gym session in. It's important that I'm preparing for it, because if I don't prepare, it will not happen. And I ask you the same question. What are you doing to prepare yourself each day to achieve some important actions in your business? I am not stupid. I run my own business. I run two of them. I also have a hectic family life. So I understand the key is preparation, because I can get weighed down with admin tasks, with requests from the children. I can get bogged down with, yesterday, Mike asking me to package up some transformers that had to go back. All of these things are not going to move the needle forward in my business, not one of them. So I have to prepare and write down at least one thing I'm going to do that day to feel accomplished, to feel like I'm moving the needle forward, and that is on the way to that goal that I have in mind. Now, one of my goals for TLC is to re-expand, to offer some online stuff again. Now, one of the things that will move that needle forward is to get some essential feedback from you guys in the community. So yesterday, my one action that I wanted to do, amongst, by the way, yesterday wasn't a work day for me because I have the children, obviously, during summer. So I'd scheduled in a day at the splash park, spending some time walking the dog, and also then getting Ava ready to go to her friends for a play date. So we had lots of activities amongst that, but I scheduled, I think it was about an hour and a half I ended up working for. I scheduled some time to spend creating a feedback form that I could send out to you guys to fill in, and some marketing to promote it so that I actually get people filling it in. So that is one action that will move the needle forward. I didn't spend loads of time or energy. I literally said, that's the one action I want to get done for TLC. I'm going to sit down and do it today, and then it's done. But it is an action that moves the needle forward. Now, there are other tasks that crop up. Like, for instance, I've got loads of admin stuff with Aura. I need to look at cash flow. I need to go through finance agreements on trucks and stuff like that at the moment. All of that was done today, actually, with the admin superstar that is Anne-Marie. But essentially, they're not going to move my business forward. So I disagree with myself on the cash flow side, but essentially it is an admin task that has to be done. But generally, none of those things are moving me towards the bigger picture goal for Aura Landscape. So I've set myself an action to do today, which is setting up the calendar for us to press start on the Facebook ads that are going to generate some inquiries for Aura Landscape. So that's one thing that I'm going to get done by the end of play today that is actually moving the needle forward. So again, I propose the question to you: what preparation are you doing to ensure that you get things done? Are you writing down one action that you need to get done a day that moves you towards that bigger goal at the end of the year? Or are you just allowing yourself to have other people determine your time? Because that's what happens a lot in business. Or are you just allowing the day to go, and as long as you're on the tools out there building the gardens, it's fine? Is there one thing? Are you mapping out your week? Are you giving yourself some space during the week to work on lead generation, marketing tasks? Are you spending some time training up that person that might take over from you? Are you looking at growing your team? If so, have you got an advert out for that? Or are you just waiting for someone to turn up? These are the things you need to think about. Again, it depends on your goals. So we have to start with the end in mind, map out those goals, and then work back with some actions, some targeted actions, not just standard running the business type actions that we all get sucked into, that can suck the life out of you, can suck the passion and enthusiasm out of you for the business, and ultimately does not move your business forward. So just to wrap up on that, 2 questions to ask yourself, and that is, do you make time for the important things? You should do if they're important to you, but often we don't. And are you preparing yourself to do that, to make sure that is a success in your life? Because I don't believe you don't have time. I just believe that the goal isn't as important to you as you think it is, enough for you to make the time, enough for you to, I don't like the word sacrifices, because to me it wasn't sacrificing anything. I just got up and actually I enjoyed watching the sunrise. I enjoyed having that time in the gym on my own with no one in there that I knew. So no one can talk to me. I like that. I don't particularly enjoy talking to people at the moment. I just like to get in, get it done, and get home. And it's made the day so much longer. Yes, that's had a knock-on effect from an eating point of view, because I still only have a small amount of food going in. So I have to be mindful that I've had to spread that out over the day slightly differently than if I'd got up a few hours later. But essentially, I've got a lot done today. So I feel very happy, actually, that I got up at that time, because I've achieved so much in the time frame. So actually, it's opened my eyes to, maybe could I do this once a week going forward? Could I get up that early? Maybe not go to the gym, but maybe get up that early to get a few hours of focused action, focused work done on my businesses. And that might be an option. That's just me putting out there for you guys. Think about your time, think about your goals, and think about how you can prepare to succeed, essentially. And going back to the feedback, you should see links and stuff going out, but I am looking for some feedback on how I can further help you guys, because I set up TLC initially as the Landscaper Circle. It's since transformed into just myself as a landscapers coach, but I have so much content that I can share with you guys. I have a lot of knowledge and expertise and real life experience that I'd love to share. And it's trying to look at ways that I can get that out to you so it further supports you in your development and growth of your businesses, because that's my aim, to help as many of you achieve success, whatever that looks like for you in your landscaping and design businesses. So if you will be so helpful, I do have a link, and that will be in the show notes. If you fancy getting your hands on a completely free piece of content from me, now that can be something of your choice. It could be a training video, it could be a webinar, it could be a masterclass, it could be a printed planner, it could be a template to use in your business. It totally depends where you're at in your business and what your biggest challenge is. Then do fill in the feedback form link and you will get a freebie sent to you, or drop me an email and book in for a call so I can talk through the questions with you and we can discuss what freebie would suit your business. And you get 10 minutes of my time, which is invaluable if you have some questions in your business, if you need further support. So please do that, because for the rest of August, that's what I'm focusing on, trying to gather as much feedback as possible. So then in September, I can get about creating some more exciting stuff for you guys to fully support you in your businesses. So I hope that's been helpful. I'll let you know how the 4 a.m. starts go if I decide to do that once or twice a week. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I'm always transparent with you guys, so I'm always looking to share my experiences. And if you've got any questions, drop me a message. If you could be so kind as to leave a review, I would love you forever. So I look forward to speaking with you again next week on the Limitless Landscapers podcast.